We have an email from Nathan, who says, the culture in my diocese is that basically at 8th grade, ages 13 and 14, you have the expectation to go through the confirmation process regardless of your personal faith journey, how devotedly you adhere to church teachings, how often you attend Mass, etc. To put it in words, the culture is basically, quote, hey, you are a teenager now, time to get confirmed, end quote. I have mostly grown to resent this approach. Well, I'm with you, Nathan. It's absolutely wrong and dangerous and harmful. Nathan says, I would much prefer the sacrament of confirmation to be a much more personal decision rather than some sort of forced coming-of-age expectation on my children. And let me just interrupt your email, Nathan, to say it doesn't matter what any coming-of-age or anyone's expectation of your children is. What happens to your children is your decision and your responsibility, always. And Nathan continues, in other words, giving your children the space to allow them to make their own personal decision to be confirmed on their own time, whether that be when they're 17, 21, 25, etc. And before you say, quote, but you risk them being denied graces, end quote, which I, of course, would never say, the graces of confirmation are only as good as they are received and cooperated with. Right, Nathan. My question is, Nathan's question, is the best way to know that they are ready to receive such graces is when they make the personal choice for themselves with as little outside influence as possible. Thanks, Mother. Yes, absolutely. And the only outside influence should be your teaching them the faith. I know I've had parents call me, my son's 14, he's in confirmation, and he doesn't want to be there. What should I do? I say, you take him out. Don't teach them to lie. Don't teach them that Catholicism is a lie. What you do is outward and what you believe is contrary to it. Never teach people that. If your children don't believe, don't force them. But I say, if a child is of confirmation age, which in the extraordinary form is mostly around 7, the age of pretty much accountability, good understanding is usually around 7. But when a child is rightly taught the faith at home, they would have very little reason for not being hungry for the sacrament of confirmation. They would want it. They would count the days until it's ready. Mommy, is it time yet? You know, they would count the days. A child who does not want to be confirmed is indicative, not necessarily a representative, but indicative of a child who has not been taught the faith from birth, whose family does not live the faith, where Catholicism is simply a matter of going to church on Sunday and not doing anything very sinful. But it's not the instruction in the faith. As I read earlier in the first half of the program, what a child must know, even to go to confession. They must know the sacraments. They must know the Apostles' Creed. They must know the Trinity and the articles of faith and virtues. They must know all that. And if they don't, they should not go to confirmation class, because that faith should be taught at home. And a class on confirmation should be an affirmation of it. In most confirmation classes today, certainly the Novus Ordo confirmation classes do not truly teach the faith. Many are good. I would say some are good, but many are not good. I've sponsored a 14-year-old going to Novus Ordo, and she had just come out. I picked her up from her class, and the whole morning was spent on the Eucharist, and I took her to lunch, and I said, what's the Eucharist? She said, I don't know. I said, wasn't it this morning? She said, yeah, I don't know, but, well, the Eucharist is us. It's church. We are Eucharist. I was sick to my stomach on that. She didn't know. And is a very smart young lady from a very good Catholic family. But if she didn't know what the Eucharist was at age 14, going into a class, a confirmation class on the Eucharist, that you know that the faith was not taught at home. It's very, very important. So Nathan, you're right. It has to be their personal choice with as little outside influence as possible. Not outside influence concerning their being taught the faith and knowing it, but in terms of coercion or simply because of they're of age, absolutely.